What's up, guys? It is Will here, back again for another episode of Lights, Camera, Dean the Dream Collects. We don't actually have Kiko Collects for another 10 minutes. Kiko's going to be running a little bit behind because Kiko actually had to run and pick up medicine for the wean. So unfortunately, we weren't late because of him. I can't pin this one on him, Dean. Normally, I can say Kiko Collects is who made us late, but not this time, man. Not this time. So, Dean, happy to have you back, bro. You fill the sex appeal quota on this show, bro.
Oh,
so I'm happy to have you, dude.
Yeah,
I'm happy to have you. Yeah, dude, how you doing, man? I know you're looking great. Great.
Thanks.
So how you feeling?
I've been feeling pretty good. It's a lazy Friday. Nothing really going on. So
really, nothing going on Friday at all for you?
No, because I work from home, so like,
I
don't ever have to go anywhere. But it's Friday. People are ready for the weekend, so there's not a lot of work to do. So
that's a good life, dude. Dean, I got to show you something.
Oh.
I've been addicted to these, bro. It's like vanilla, like cake slices.
Like a pound cake.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
it's so good, man. Like,
you ain't gotta tell my fat ass twice.
Dude, pound cake is so good, dude. Like,
it's good because it's nice and dense.
Yeah, and it's like has the right texture to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not good at all for you. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, you're gonna die, but at the same time, like, it tastes delicious, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll fuck up a whole box of those,
dude. Really, I can eat a whole box, man. My sugar would like go crazy if I do that.
Dude, you got to do the lemon pound cake. It's like the same thing, but it's lemon.
I don't know, dude. Lemon's not my thing, dude.
Lemon's
not my thing. Yeah.
Well, I gotta ask you something before we get started,
dude. Yeah, man. Ask me.
Do you have Amazon Prime?
Oh, dude. Of course I do. Of course.
Okay. Amazon's coming out with an anthology series this December. It's called, let me get the name of it, but it's 15 episodes, and each episode is a story from a different video game franchise.
Ooh.
So there's like, I think they said Mega Man is in there, Pac-Man, Warhammer 40K. There's all kinds of stuff. It's from the people who did Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So let me name you some of these.
Dude, rattle on.
Armored Core, Dungeons and Dragons, Mega Man, Pac-Man, God of War, and Ghost of Tsushima.
Dude, I'm in. You had
me.
You got me.
There's a trailer out.
I saw that. I saw that.
Okay, it's only like 2 days old.
Yeah, I saw. I couldn't remember if that's what you were talking about, but yeah.
It's called, what the hell was it called?
Dude, so it's one episode for each game.
Secret level, yeah,
secret level, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I thought I wasn't sure what it was. I wasn't sure. Yeah.
So that's what it's kind of like. Do you remember the Animatrix?
I think so. Sounds familiar.
It was like each like episode of the Animatrix was like a story leading up to what happened in the Matrix. And
gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
It was animated by a different studio, and it was like its own contained story. So that's what this is going to be.
Okay, gotcha.
But I was like, I saw God of War and Ghost of Tsushima on there. I was like, I got to talk to Will about
Dude, that's how you know, man. If it's Last of Us or God of War, Ghost of Tsushima.
It says various others, and it says PlayStation titles, but Mega Man and Pac-Man are not PlayStation titles.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess Mega Man's on PlayStation, but I wouldn't consider that like a PlayStation title.
That would be cool though if Last of Us gets
it's entirely possible it's on there. So
yeah,
I'm excited for it. I was so hyped by the trailer, dude.
Dude, that sounds great.
It's releasing this December. Let's see. I think I have the date right here.
So only a couple months away.
I don't have the date. Oh, December 10th. I do.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
So yeah. Was that 3 months away?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like 3 months away. Yeah, at this point, like three and a half.
The beginning of December. So yeah. It sounds tight. I can't wait for it, dude.
Dude, you got me excited now.
And then we got the Lord of the Rings anime coming out.
I saw that, dude.
That looks badass, dude.
Better than Rings of Power, dude. Honestly.
Yeah.
But I will say,
100%.
like, honestly, I didn't hate Rings of Power. It's okay, but it's very mid. Like, it's very like, Like,
the thing about Rings of Power is they don't have the rights to the Silmarillion. So it's kind of like a fan fiction. It's not canonical.
Gotcha.
So they take a lot of liberties. So if you know the story, you're like, well, that's stupid.
Gotcha. Okay.
I guess if you're like a casual or you just watch it to watch it, like I didn't hate it. I just wasn't good.
Yeah. Dude, Dean, I appreciate it, man. You're always giving us some good insight into shit, dude. I got to address the chat real quick, and then we'll jump into this. Yeah, dude, we got some really good people here tonight, man. It's going to be really fun. Army of Hades did ask, do we still do reaction videos of people's collections? I haven't done one in quite some time, so I don't plan on doing them again anytime soon, but every once in a while, maybe I'll do one if people want to see that. They're pretty cool. I didn't mind doing them, but I guess there's just other ideas that I feel a little bit more excited about. But, I will do them if people want to see them. If people liked it. I did get a little bit of shit for doing them from some people, but yeah, like from some people just thought I was robbing other people's content. But I mean, hey, like, I thought it was fun. I thought it was all in good fun to show other people's collection.
Was it people sending you their collection?
Yeah, sometimes they did. Yeah, other times I would ask them. Kiko is here.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Kiko, you got the close-up angle on right now, dude.
Okay, so I had like reset my computer stuff. Let's try here.
Dude, did you get them? You got the meds. I saw the photo.
Yeah. How do I fix this? I need to.
While you're fixing that, Kiko.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm
going to jump into our first topic.
We're live?
Yeah, dude, we are officially
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Officially live. Dean was telling us about some crazy animated show that I'm excited about now. And then, Ed said, Will buy Black Myth Wukong. I would love to get that game. I heard it sold 10 million copies. So
it broke the number of active players in a single day.
You know what's crazy, Dean? Riddle me if you heard this one before. Stop me if you heard this one before, rather. There's an InArt figure and you can't get it.
I know, it pissed me off, dude.
Like,
it looks cool.
Honestly, dude, I asked them at San Diego Comic-Con. I was like, how do I buy one of these? They were like, it was with the collector's edition. I was like, I didn't even know this game existed. So I can't. I looked on eBay to see if anyone was selling one. Look, anyway, I can't find one. So I wanted to pick one up, but nonetheless, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Kiko, happy to have you, bro. Once you reset that shit, it's going to be great. Even if not, honestly, this close-up, people are going to be happy regardless. Thank you. Kiko, I was telling them, by the way, before we get into Chewbacca, so I was showing Dean, I've been all about the pound cake life recently. I've been eating some of this. This is pretty good. There's pretty good stuff here. It's like vanilla sliced pound cake, though. Do you eat that?
The fact that you're, the fact that you're, can you hear this?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah,
that sounds fine. Yeah.
Sorry, that's what happens when you have wean emergencies, and I'm always the one that's late, and I always cause problems. And
we did not blame you today.
Yeah, we didn't blame you this time. Yeah, Dean and I were talking backstage.
That's fair. So thank you. I am here now. I'll fix this. This isn't too bad, but I will fix the video shortly. We'll figure that out later. But let's get into the show today. But I'm very happy about. Oh, sorry, I was going to answer your pound cake question.
Oh yeah, answer the pound cake question. Do you go for it?
This may be too adventurous for you, but do you put any fruit on top of it?
No, I would though. I would think that would be fine.
Yeah, man. Add some get some strawberries, some ground up strawberries, or even raspberries. I think you could take it to the next level.
Okay, gotcha. I'll try. Well, I've heard also, what do people use? Like, is it whipped cream? Is that what you put on there? Like,
I don't do that. Okay. I don't like that or Cool Whip. Dean, don't hate me. Cool Whip.
Well, guys, let's talk about our first figure on the docket tonight. We got the. Of course, goated Chewbacca. I get a lot of shit. People say like, oh, Will, don't say goated. You're too old. Dude, you're never too old to say goated. Honestly, goat was a term that probably originated before our time. That was something that was said when Michael Jordan was around. Yeah, and I think that was, which is still the case to this day. But guys, we got a Chewbacca. We got a C3PO on his back. It is Empire Strikes Back, not Return of the Jedi, which I now know. Thank you, chat, for pointing that out in my one preview video a couple, maybe a month ago when I was in San Diego. This thing looks amazing. This thing looks incredible. Kiko, is there any doubt at this point? I mean, we are past the point of doubt that this is the best year for Hot Toys Star Wars ever. I don't even think it's debatable. I don't even think it's a contest. It's not even a conversation, but we're going to have it anyway. Yeah. This Chewbacca, Kiko. This is a dopo. This is a dopo for me. And I'm not even the original trilogy guy. Remember that. I'm a sequel guy. I always say that. People click off like you. They click off on my videos because I say that. But I have to be honest.
A minute and 15 seconds into your video.
And then you clicked off. Yeah, but Kiko, this Chewbacca, bro. What are your thoughts, man? And what are your thoughts about the overall amazing year that we're having as Star Wars collectors?
For a society that thrives on hyperbole and for extreme statements, clickbait headlines, throwing the words around like goat, definitive. I mean, we love to do that.
We do. I do.
You certainly do. To say that this is the best Chewie we've gotten, I mean, it's not really hard to make that outlandish statement. And this is a sequel crossover character for you, for one, since he is in that with a little bit more seasoned hair. But I don't know if you have them ready from your preview video before, because you talked about the originals, but Dogface Chewie from The Force Awakens was something wild, absolutely wild, for something that is, I mean, everyone knows who Chewbacca the Wookiee is, and that what we got there is not what we got from The Force Awakens by any means. It turned into a little dog. But I've had the original Hot Toys Chewie for a while, and it's dated for sure. But it's the only Wookiee that we have, and I know that people have done some custom sculpts. You're dealing with a lot of hair. That there's no way around that. This takes everything that was right about the first one, with the colors of The Force Awakens the way it should be, and gives you a nice little accessory in C3PO. I personally, this maybe so, if you type in Star Wars CCG Chewbacca indoor, that's the hair look that I like, where he's kind of almost got like the bangs. You know, that's the Chewbacca I like. I don't necessarily like the slick back look, or he almost looks a little bit too much like Bigfoot, essentially, but he looked more fun in Return of the Jedi. So that would be my definitive Chewie, just because he's humanized a little more. He hangs out with the Ewoks and all that. Great figure this is. I thought, I didn't think it'd be coming this soon, honestly. For my High on Hopium video, I said that, you know, this could be, don't think it will, but this could be something that sits in the graveyard for a while, because who knows the R&D that goes into it. And obviously that looks like they've done it right, because something I did not expect, rolling eyeballs, which that's been on a normal release for a while, but this isn't a normal release. This is a fully clothed figure, I guess furred, flocked figure, whatever you want to call this, a fucking flocked figure. But it's really spectacular that they add a movable jaw. That's the part that got me. Got me.
That was legit, Kiko.
Because you can make him, depending on the eyes, if you want to roll him in like the Kubrick stare and open his mouth, you could have a menace-looking Chewie. You got some options. Whoever thought that you could be emoting a Wookiee in 2026, probably when this comes out. But I'm pleased. A little bit of work still, maybe. But what you're getting, I'm very, very pleased. And I think a lot of people will be. Now, the big question, Will.
Elephant in the room, Kiko.
Is it that worth that cost?
Right. And that's what I was going to ask you.
And
I think it is. It is.
Well, there's no option. There's no way around it. Right. We know that you're never going to be getting some of the prices from 10 years ago. Because I think the original Chewie and Han were the first Hot Toys offerings that Hot Toys with under the license ever did, by the way. Once Hot Toys got the license to do Star Wars and they took it from Sideshow, the first ones they ever released were Han and Chewie.
Fun fact. I thought it was the DX07.
That was a joint duel with Sideshow. If you look at it, it's Hot Toys and Sideshow present the DX07.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Yeah,
I've done a video on that before. That's how I know all that.
Yeah, I did too, actually, but I didn't remember. I couldn't remember. Yeah.
But yeah, this was the first joint solo, no pun intended, Hot Toys release of Chewbacca. They did the 2-pack and they did this one. So you're never going to get those costs again. Throw out The Force Awakens, but it's almost like hey, how do we boost this cost without costing us a lot? And you add a 3PO. Do I want the 3PO? No, I don't. I don't see me displaying him with it. It takes up room. That's the thing, is it takes up room. And unless I saw something wrong, there's no way to light him with a USB. So why?
No, it's battery.
Yeah. So I'm out on that too. The biggest win, in addition to the rolling eyes and the mouth, is they did away with the giant Darth Maul base with the steps that they showed. From what I see, it looks like they're.
Some people wanted that, Kiko.
No,
some people were upset they took it away.
People say that until they get that base in their actual collection. That's the same one used for Darth Maul. That's the same one that's used for Kang. That's the same one that's used for a lot of figures.
Moon Knight.
I'm looking around seeing all the other ones. Falcon.
Thanos, Carnage.
It's massive. It's too big. And I get it's a big figure, but I'm glad they did away with that. Smart move. So yeah, it's undeniable. This is the best year, but eventually, Will, where do you go from here? Like, you can't just keep throwing out bangers. You're going to have to go deeper in the well, deeper on the bench. But for right now, let's get happy about it, man.
Yeah, dude, this is a great time, man. But Kiko, I'm glad you addressed the elephant in the room, because that's where I was going to go with the conversation next. That That is the only, I think, sour note on what otherwise is an extremely compelling figure here. I mean, a lot of people are just kind of turned off. I had several messages. People were like, "Oh, 430, it's a little bit high." Look, I get it.
Is it though? But
I
is
don't
it?
think so. I like
I don't
the
either.
inflation is pretty. I mean, when you look at these prices and just look at the difference, I mean, we're looking at maybe a 8-year difference, right? What was Force Awakens 2015, 16 when Chewbacca was announced? Now you got 8-year difference. The price went up a lot. I mean, but I will say C3PO, that's probably what's driving up the cost. And it was probably, like you said, Hot Toys covering their own ass with the R&D involved for making this new figure and the new rooting of the hair and the styling.
Because
And
they
stuff
had
like
the
that.
3PO sitting in the back, you know,
Right.
they're like, we got this. Let's just, it's
Right.
a great financial business decision.
Right.
Sucks for some people, but I'm telling you, as I've said before, I am not an influencer. I'm an educator. And I'm trying to make sure that you're educated to make the right decisions. And I'm educating you to, if you want a Chewbacca, this is one you do not want to pass on. Who knows when you'll be getting another one. I will eat my fat ass myself if a Return of the Jedi Chewie shows up within a calendar year.
Yeah,
Okay?
no way. I don't think another one's
not
showing up for a while. Yeah, I don't think so either. But I mean, you never know. You never know, Kiko. You never know. But Dean, I gotta let you weigh in on this one, bro. What are you thinking about the overall price, the quality of this piece? I mean, you compare it to the other two. A New Hope Chewie is honestly a pretty damn good figure. I mean, especially considering the time it came out. Force Awakens, yeah, a little bit more questionable. But Dean, where are you sitting on this one?
Yeah, so I have the A New Hope Chewie, and I actually really love that figure. I think it's fantastic. I got the 2-pack with Han Solo, and just the presentation, all that you.
Dude, he loved that so much, Kiko, that he left. Dude, that's pretty remarkable right there.
I guess we're gonna be I guess we'll be
there. He is. He's
carrying
back.
There we go. I
left,
didn't want to
dude.
carry this
You left.
conversation, bro.
I think someone kicked you out, dude. Someone. It was. Yeah. It was,
what was the last thing you heard me say?
All I heard was saying that you loved A New Hope. That was it.
Yeah. Okay. I love that figure. But the problem I had with it was the coloration was too dark.
Ah.
I didn't really have a huge problem with the likeness of the character, but it was just the color of the fur was so different that it never really felt like Chewbacca. The Force Awakens
camera is so close, dude. It's making it out on Dino. It's like
the Force Awakens one is just awful. It's just not a good figure. But
why did it do this?
Well, I don't know. Kiko, you have the funniest fucking angle right now. I'm dead, dude.
Okay, I got to I'll figure this out.
Oh my god. Go ahead, Dean. Sorry.
Hold on. Now I gotta.
That was. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Where is this? Here we go.
There you go. See, dude. Honestly, how do I do it on mine? Hold on.
So there you go.
Yeah.
This figure as it sits now, is it going to look like this when it releases? That's the question, because the Force Awakens ones, the prototype photos look okay, and when it came out, it was like, did he get stung by bees? What the fuck is going on here? Like, it was just not good. It was objectively a bad figure. I don't know a single person that had a positive thing to say about that figure.
Right.
But you really kind of get two figures, right? You get Chewbacca and you get C3PO. Now, C3PO is not complete. I think he's like missing one of the legs and like his waist or something. Like, it's not like a full on C3PO, but
yeah. But Dean, look at that. You're onto something. Look at that.
Yeah, it's bad. That's
right.
I mean, the color is fine, but
yeah,
it's just I don't know what happened in the face. Like, that's not Chewbacca.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
It is steep, right? 430 is pretty steep, but you got rolling eyes, articulated mouth, which, I mean, honestly, like, that is cool, but that is like bare minimum they could do. That doesn't. I'm not doing backflips over that. Like, oh my god, look how amazing they are. It's like, no, you should have been doing that. Like, come on. But it is cool. So it 430, like I said, it is steep, but I almost feel like they could justify it with what you're getting. because Chewbacca's a very large figure. I don't know how they do the first suit. In the A New Hope one, it feels kind of like just a bodysuit over like a skeleton. It doesn't feel like a true type body or whatever. It's kind of like its own thing. But like you said, there's R&D that goes into this. I don't know how different this is from the first Chewbacca to the second one, and now we're seeing the third. But let me ask you guys this, because I really like this. I'm almost tempted to get this and sell my New Hope Chewbacca.
I would.
Or should I just leave the New Hope Chewbacca in the box?
Kiko way, and I would sell it personally.
Because it's the 2-pack. So
oh, you have the 2-pack with Han. Okay,
with
gotcha.
Han.
I mean, you can get the Return of the Jedi Han and just get these two. Yeah, that's what I would do probably. I think.
Oh no, New Hope Han is way better.
I think it is better personally, but I think this Chewie is better. So
the Chewbacca is undoubtedly, as it sits, like I said, we have to see what it looks like when it releases, is objectively better.
Right.
But I'm just wondering if that would.
Dean, do you have? Let me try to help you here. Dean, do you have the exclusive edition that comes with the long rifle, the Stormtrooper rifle? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know,
because mine is currently holding. You know when they get the long rifle? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
If you had that one, absolutely not, because that's a sweet look when he has the super rifle as opposed to the crossbow.
I don't think I do. I'm just wondering if it would like take away the value of that original box, but
what's up?
I bet you could still sell that 2-pack for a pretty penny.
2-pack.
Yeah.
But you'd keep Han.
Yeah, I would keep Han, but just
well, now this is the conversation of where I get mad at people for selling stuff too soon and trying to capitalize on the market. And I ask you, Dean, is Chewbacca sitting in the back box currently?
All my figures are sitting in boxes.
Then at this point, not saying you don't care, but move it on then. My thing is that if it's not even on display, then go ahead. But what I don't like is people taking things out of their display, putting a hole there for 2 years, and then saying, I'll get the better thing when it's coming along. Like, I don't like collecting dreams. I like collecting things. So,
wow.
Who knows? Yeah.
That is very
That
profound.
was so profound. Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
Dean, you're gonna that thing took a huge hit in value, but you'll still be able to sell it for $250 probably.
Yeah. The only reason my stuff is in boxes is because I was in the middle of a move and then I might be moving again. So I'm like, well, fuck, I don't want to set up all my shit if I'm just going to have to take it out again. So
yeah. I mean, but look, I mean, I'm with you guys. I think this C3PO is pretty cool. The thing I think people are a little upset about, but I guess beggars can't be choosers, right? Like we want a Chewie so bad, we're just willing to accept it. Like a lot of us don't really want the C3PO, but we're kind of forced to get it and pay the more. I'm fine with that. I mean, like, whatever. Hot Toys is giving us a good thing. I'm not going to bitch too much about it. Like, it's like, I think at the end of the day, I'm just happy that we're getting a really good Chewbacca, and I already dopoed this. So
yeah, it's kind of like, hey, people are paying $400 for the A New Hope version.
Right.
Let's make another version, get 400, but justify it by adding C3PO. But I don't think you could make Empire Strikes Back without the C3PO. Everyone would be like, where the fuck's 3PO?
Right. You have to include him. Yeah.
So
but I feel like
sense.
Maybe, Dean, like you could have done maybe a deluxe and a standard. Like a deluxe came with this and a standard came without
That's
it.
true.
But I mean, it's like, I think they knew, they were like, again, they're covering their own costs. Like there's a lot of R&D.
There's not a single person that would say, boy, I really would love to have a bulky C3PO that doesn't light up with USB to put on the back of this Wookiee. That's literally going to be, you're not going to see him because he's going to be behind him,
For like
not
6
only that, but
yeah.
If you have 3PO in your collection, it's not on the back of Chewbacca. It's standing next to R2-D2.
Well, and see, that's the problem, Dean. Like, if you already bought Return of the Jedi C3PO, you can't even really put this on his back because it's not going to look right. Because then you're going to have a C3PO standing next to him and one on his back. So it's just not going to work. So it ruins the immersion.
Thors standing next to each other, so I don't think that really counts.
You got 2 Thors standing next to each other?
No, I have like 6 Thors.
Oh, but that's the multiverse. It's fine. Yeah, that's
guess.
That's Secret Wars. You can justify it. But guys, thanks for your thoughts on that one. We got some super chats real quick. 112 Adam 12, dude. Shout out to Adam, man. Adam does great reviews over there and videos. Check him out. Is that a new Leia in the pics and is Bespin Han next? It is. I actually was corrected on this in my preview video. Someone told me it is not Hot Leia, it is Escape Leia. Again, showing my ignorance sometimes of.
Well, you just keep digging yourself deeper.
Yeah, I do. Honestly, I do. But
Consult
honestly,
me before you release these to make sure I got your lore correct, because I'm tired of you taking L's on that, bro.
is that what her outfit is called? Escape Leia? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
because she's got different shoes on. She wears boots in the Hoth out. It's technically the same thing minus the jacket,
Right.
but she takes
Minus the
the boots
jacket.
off and has like heels. So.
Right. But it's not at the Force Awakens, so it doesn't matter to me. So it's fine. Yeah, but Adam, thanks so much, bro. Guys, I do hope we get that Leia. And he was asking about Bespin Han. I think Bespin Han. I think maybe eventually, maybe this year or next year. It would have to be this year probably but they already announced the Han, right? So maybe they don't want two in circulation at the same time for pre-order. I would think not. So maybe it's a little ways away. I don't know. Maybe next year. That's what I would say. 12-inch Moose Stream. Thanks so much, bro. $5. DX Jazz Inc. Dioramas Millennium Falcon is coming for me. Dude, that's awesome, bro. Now I'm pre-ordering 2 Chewbaccas. Dude, nice. One as a pilot, second for an Empire Strikes Back escape scene for a new Leia. Dude, that's a good idea, actually. That's a lot of money, though. That's like $1,000 in Chewbacca's basically out the door. But, I'm sure it's going to be worth it at the end of the day. But that's going to be an amazing display. Dude, thank you so much, man. Kiko, you're going to love this username. Mr. AJ Green Day. Love that username. We pay $500 on a Wish to get InArt, which we probably will talk about today. $430, and I'm guaranteed to get it. Sounds great. Dude, honestly, you have a valid point. You have a valid point here. So, and we're going to talk about that today. I don't think anyone's not going to get their shit, but the delays, yeah, there's some frustration going on right now. We're going to do one more super chat, and then we'll wait a little bit and do another one. We're going to do a topic. Myron, thanks so much, bro. Here's a question for you guys. What was your first figure you bought that started your 1/6 collection? Dude, love Myron, man. Myron is like one of the realest dudes out there, man. So genuine, so supportive, and so nice. Check him out on Instagram. I don't know. I think his username is his username on Instagram here on YouTube. I think it's the same, but check him out.
I
Great
think on
dude.
Instagram, it's Myron's Collection.
Myron's Collection. Okay, so check out Myron.
Confirm.
Yeah, confirm.
Myron's 1/6 Collection.
Myron's 1/6 Collection. Yes, check him out, and of course, check out the differences between Escape Leia and Hot Leia, so you know your lore. So, but to answer the question, mine was actually the Force Awakens Kylo Ren. Unsurprisingly, Kiko, what was yours?
Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2. It wasn't Dusty Deadpool.
No, that goat came home a little later on, but
bro.
Dean,
Deadpool 2 was your first 1/6 figure, and you have all of these?
Dude, yeah, he's a madman.
I mean, I don't know where your math's coming from, Dean, but as they say, with God, all things are possible.
That's true. That's true. That's a good point. The logic checks out. Yeah, that's true. Dean, what was yours? Was it Cloud
Trust
Strife?
Fund baby? What the hell?
No, he's not.
My first.
I lived with his family. He's not.
My first 1/6 figure was Sideshow, version 2 Boba Fett.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
What about Hot Leia Scum and Villainy line? The Bounty Hunters line?
The one after that.
I actually forgot to put that on the docket. So should we have talked about? We probably should talk about that. Actually, we'll wait a little bit. I totally forgot about that. I did the
first Hot Toys. It might have been because I got Vader, and then I got, but that was Sideshow. God, my first Hot Toys might have been either a New Hope Stormtrooper, Luke, or it could have been
Stormtrooper,
Armored Batman.
Yeah.
Armored Batman's actually a good one too.
BVS.
I think my second one might have been Infinity War Thor. That was the first one. Infinity War Thor was the first one I bought like at retail from Sideshow, but I bought Kylo Ren from another collector. So, and then I bought Darth Maul, not after that. Like that's how it goes, bro. You eat one potato chip, then you eat 10 potato chips. That's normally, or you eat one piece of pound cake, then you eat 10 pieces of pound cake with lemon and fruit, and then you're good. Maxim, thanks so much, bro. Liking the sequels is liking a prostate exam. I mean, if that's your thing, like, I mean, who am I to kink shame you?
Yeah,
right?
don't yuck his yum.
Yeah, right. I mean, some people like their prostate examined. I mean, like, I've never had one. I've never had an examination, but I probably should.
It's getting there to where we need to start taking a look at that, buddy.
I thought that was like 50, right?
Mid 30s is when you need to start getting it checked.
Doesn't that hurt though? I heard it hurts.
Does cancer hurt? I'm pretty sure. It probably
I mean,
does.
I assume so. I mean, I assume someone sticking their finger up your, is worse though. I mean,
no, I get it. But segue, like, men's health is something that's very important, as three men sitting on here. So I think we should do our diligence. Now, I've not had mine done yet either, but I think as you get closer into it, the screening is a lot better nowadays to do it earlier than later, just because, cancers in young people are on the rise. So let's do our diligence, everybody. Stay healthy out there.
Well, we can do them at the same time, dude. Not together, but
whoa.
Yeah, I mean, same time in different states.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Hey, man, I'm going. Are you going? Yeah.
Are you going to update me on your progress, dude? Yeah, exactly. That's what we'll do. So,
one of my favorite lines from The Office is when Michael goes in there and he pulls Oscar and he's like, "Now, is there anything I need to be expecting in forms of sensation?"
Dude, that whole show is just one awkward mess. When people tell me they don't like The Office, I'm like, I question your character. Like, it's honestly,
I don't know if Amy's watching, but she doesn't like The Office.
Dude, so. I got to message her then. I got to message her.
So why don't you like The Office?
I know. I have a coworker who's a really good friend of mine. She doesn't like The Office either, and we always mess with her about it. So, but you know what everyone does like? Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yes.
Grand Admiral Thrawn is Kiko's boy. That was the figure that he's wanted all along, more than I've wanted Corvus Glaive, and that's saying quite a bit. But Kiko, we got some final product photos of Grand Admiral Thrawn. He was released, just this morning, but he was released on a photo a while back saying like Grand Admiral Thrawn is coming. Still no Bane, unfortunately. I'm waiting out on Bane. Hopefully that's coming soon. But in the meantime, we got Blue Bane. This is Blue Thrawn, and I'm really excited about this one, Kiko. I'm picking this one up. I already ordered it with Josh a long time ago, so I'm really excited about it. Dude, I think the quality of this head sculpt looks great, Kiko. Maybe a slight decline, maybe a little bit of softness, nothing crazy though. In that 5 to 10% range, I think this still looks great. I think this is going to look really good in hand. I feel like blogger photos, the figures look worse. And then when you get them in hand, you get them in hand. It's not their fault. It's just like, it's not really how you're looking at the figure in person. And you look at it in person and you're like, like some women on dating apps look better in person.
They do.
Yeah. I mean, like I've always been told I'm not a woman, but I've been told I actually look better in person than in photos. So
it's important to handle a specimen as opposed to seeing it on a screen.
It's true. That's what Thrawn would say, honestly. So, and Kiko, dude, does it deliver on the prototype quality? What are your thoughts on this Grail for you?
What was first just a dream is taking us frightening reality to those who may oppose us.
Dude, that line was cold.
Yeah, one of the coldest lines ever. And I love when they're like, and who are you? He's like, General Balin Skull of the Jedi Order. He's like, I've left the Jedi a long time ago. You wouldn't be the first. so cool. Anyway.
Dude. Yeah, great.
I never thought I'd see this. A live action version of Thrawn. And I don't want to do the Ahsoka lines again all over again, because I never thought I'd see a Grand Admiral Thrawn in live action in my life. But when he did, I was like, well, there's a high chance I could get him in 1/6 form. And the sideshow itself did a Military Masters version of him on the on his command chair and such. And I actually may be looking for the command chair because it's pretty badass, and put him on this. But that figure is really bad. But this, I know you're gonna get mad, Will.
What's up?
I have a few complaints.
Oh no, I'm not mad. I'm concerned. What's up?
It's because it's almost like when you have your favorite characters, you need them to look perfect, and everyone has this. You're like, oh, I'm willing to let it pass if this is a mid-ish character and it's just a complete. This is going to be a focal point figure in my collection. Head sculpt's perfect, no issues whatsoever. I'm a little concerned on the tailoring. Okay. Originally, they showed he was going to have like that worn look, because he's been in hiding on Peridia for like 10 and a half years, whatever. He's got cleaned again all of a sudden. There's no weathering. I also think it looks sideshowish as far as I'm looking at Director Krennic right now, who's also wearing white. And Director Krennic is sublime from top to bottom. One of the best head sculpts ever. The white, the tailoring, the cape, everything looks awesome. This looks like almost like a felt type of fabric. It doesn't look like your typical Imperial officer fabric, which is odd to me. And also the other thing that I don't like, and if you could go like to show where the pieces on his neck.
Yeah.
Those originally on the prototype, that's a real bad picture. I don't like that. Originally on the prototype, they were plastic. Now they're like stitched in or something. It looks like someone,
like screen printed.
Yeah, someone looks like they went to Spirit Halloween and grabbed this. And I'm not a big fan of that. Halloween Express is coming, this time of year to all those local outlets that went out of business. But it looks like my boy Thrawn picked up his outfit from there. And I understand he's been, out of the military for 10 years, but he looked like he got it from Spirit Halloween. This I don't like. Because even like around, and I've never seen him in real life, but even like around the shoulders, it's got like this weird, almost like stitching, almost like shoulder pad thing around like his deltoid. That's not an Imperial officer uniform. And you see what I'm saying? The thing, if you're looking at Tarkin, you're looking at Krennic, it folds over. Like, I feel like I'm talking about Dean with the pants on Gandalf at this point. But Imperial officers, especially Grand Admirals, their flap pulls over like this. It's not a shirt. He looks like he's wearing a shirt, like a pullover hoodie. That's my only issues. And I'm sure it's going to look fine in hand and all that stuff. But you see what I'm looking like? Does that look as good as the prototype?
I got to pull up the prototype. It's funny. I'm not seeing it. Like
really,
but like I'm not seeing the issues. But I think it's like because it's not my character. I love this character, but I'm not as connected to it as you are, right?
Yeah.
If it were Kylo Ren, I could look at it and be like, "Oh, the pleats are wrong," or like
pleats. That's the word I'm looking for. Yes,
right.
But
like the pleats are wrong.
I'm looking at Krennic right now, and this looks like a huge downgrade. And I don't know.
That kind of happened, Kiko. Do you remember? People said that before. Remember Cad Bane? Remember? Because his coat is like so unweathered. It's so clean. And everyone was like, was he been in the desert or not? But that figure still looks great. You just kind of get used to it. You know what I mean? Like it's like
but I don't want to get used to it. And I don't want to be the collector that gets used to things and takes media. I feel like I'm talking out both sides of my ass right now.
No,
I don't want to get used to things either, because I do have desires for pristine, perfect stuff. Everyone should want them to have the best option. But are these the protos?
Yes, these are the pros. I see a slight bit of weathering. It could be lighting, though. I don't know.
Maybe, but and also when I get in hand, we'll see. And I'm not disappointed that he's coming for sure. But do you see like the tailoring's just a little bit better on this?
I think you could argue a little bit better. Yeah, I think it could be a little bit. I think you're right. It's probably, but it could also be for photography. I mean,
sure. And maybe they just got a bad copy or whatever. I don't know. But I want Grand Admiral Thrawn, not Spirit Halloween Thrawn.
Yeah, that makes sense. I still think you're gonna love it though. You're gonna love it either way.
But I already got it cleared out my shelf. We're ready to go.
Dude, that's all. Dude, that's the best feeling, man. I love seeing that with other collectors too. When you get that piece that you really wanted for a long time, it's just like, because you get a lot of figures that you really want, but then the figures that you need. You know what I mean? And this is one of those for you, and I love that. So, Dean, what do you think, bro? Does this deliver on the prototype quality? Is this the best Lars Mikkelsen Thrawn that you've ever seen? What's going on, man?
I don't really have the eye for this character. One, because I'm used to seeing him animated. And then the Ahsoka show, he was only a few scenes. So, like, to me, like, yeah, this looks like Thrawn. Like, I don't know. I think Kiko is correct on the tailoring. It's not as taut, like, to the body. It's almost kind of puffy, like especially where his belt is. There's like too much fabric above it, so it doesn't feel like a tight, military uniform. Like, as for the material, it does look very strange. It looks like it's going to get dirty super fast. It like he said, it's almost like it's so soft looking, but I mean, I'm not really touching these figures a lot anyway, so I don't know. I could see the complaints, but I could also see like, yeah, it's it's pretty good. I guess I just don't have the eye for Thrawn.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. But I think we're all on the same board. The head sculpt is like incredible.
Oh, I think the head sculpt's pretty good. Yeah,
right.
But just look like under that armpit area that just looks so baggy and cheap.
Yeah, it's definitely not tailored properly.
We're gonna see that. I think we need to see some. I don't think Sideshow put out an unboxing yet, from what I've seen. So I don't think we've seen anything yet. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm
not gonna get him for 99 days. Yeah, 99 years.
Probably.
All things
99 days would be great.
All things considered, I think it's going to be a great figure on the shelf. I think it looks.
I think
like
so too.
The presence is so good.
Maybe, and you'll probably see, like a lot of people do, which I do admire in some ways, the modifications, the modding group. I mean, you might see people add padding to him. So
this
like
may be the first one I try to make look better. Like like Wanda's my bitch or whatever. Like I came this close to modding the the WandaVision one. I think I told you that. I almost
Yep.
because I found a simple-ish tutorial, and I was like, even that one I pulled out and said I can't.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
this
and
one,
Pull
I
out
might.
game strong. Yeah.
And some of those photos, I think it looks fine. Like his pants look way baggy there.
Those are
But I
Imperial
think-
pants, though. They're all like that.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. It's kind of like Cloud's
But
pants, dude. They're baggy.
Go back one photo.
Yeah. One photo. There we go.
Like that looks good. Like
I'll give
it's
you that
hugging his rib cage properly. But like Kiko said, right at the armpit, it like bunches up and out.
Yeah, a little bit. I think if you put him in the right pose, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's kind of
I
like
think-
you remember Shang-Chi's Shang-Chi's.
Yeah.
Like that was
Yeah.
something that was something that, you know, at first I was like, oh, it's gonna be a huge deal, but you put him in the right pose and they go right. It's pecs, dude. They go right away.
Yeah. I mean, it is always better to have too much fabric instead of not enough, where like I can't even get his arm behind his back because it's so tight, you know.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I think overall, I think this is a win, honestly.
I think so too. And don't
a
dare eat
A?
Doritos and touch this figure.
A
because-
minus.
Dude.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
That-
don't even look at a Cheeto and think about touching
don't
this.
even have them in your house.
Nope, exactly, dude.
Yeah.
Kiko, by the way, I love that you have that symbiote arm. I feel like you're almost taunting me because you know what happened to me and my trauma that I've experienced. So, guys, I've had so many QC issues lately. I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I'm cursed.
It's weird. Like for as many vet bills as I have, you like have QC issues just as much. Like
exactly. And
my-
it's not even me breaking shit. It just arrives broken. Like, dude, like.
And okay, so to be fair, like Will, I thought you were being a little bitch about some things, and I was like, oh, he's just too particular. And,
Oh, you did. Which
because you kept
ones?
complaining about all of no, you kept saying, oh, this one's broke, this one's wrong, something's wrong. But then you
Oh,
started
yeah,
to
yeah.
show them all to me. I was like, shit, like this dude's got the worst luck.
Dude.
And you and I were walking through Trader's World, like, hey, I think this is going to be a great deal for this girl that's going to help me out with Star-Lord. And you're like,
Oh,
showing
yeah.
me, you showed me the pictures. You're like, looks good. As soon as you get that in, completely fucked. And you're like, why? You literally said, if I buy another used figure from somebody, like I'll punch me in the balls or something
Yeah,
like that.
right.
And
Which I haven't since.
and then you start getting things in from actual retailers, and they're still wrong. Like,
Dude,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, man.
So
I'm
that's
sorry.
why, yeah, I did want to talk about that because I'm glad that leads us into our next topic, honestly. And I think I got all the super chats. I'm going to check real quick. I think I got them all. I don't want to miss anyone. But guys, thank you so much for the generosity you put on display. Even in the regular chat, don't feel obligated to super chat anything. If you want to chat, just send something in, dude. We can always take a look at that. But dude, Kiko, I got to ask you, man. Like, look, it's been a look. You know what I've experienced, right? I talked about it. I'll bring up a photo I show in a sec. So I got Black Suit Spider-Man in. I'll tell the people and I'll show some photos. Immediately, this is from Sideshow, brand new from Sideshow, the exclusive edition. I got it in, immediately unboxed it. The seam on the right arm is ripped. So it's stitched, obviously. It's a stitch suit. It's ripped. So Sideshow, what they told me, they said, we have exhausted our supply on this figure. So you have two options. They said, you can get fucked and take $40 or you can return it for a full refund. And I was like, I'll probably just return it because I am buying one with Josh. It doesn't have the special edition, Kiko. But otherwise, I'd have to take it to like a tailor, get them to restitch the figure for me. And it's like, I could do that. I'll probably just get the one from Josh and then just give up the exclusive head. So it's fine. It's not a big deal. But that's why I'm asking you the question, Kiko. Should we get in the habit really of only pre-ordering our needs here? Because Sideshow has the best customer service. No one's really disputing that. You're going to get made whole one way or another. But if they exhaust their supply, for example, like that, remember Cad Bane's faceplates? Remember? I had that way back. Cad Bane's faceplates. It was sold out. They said, we don't have any more faceplates. You can take this $30 or whatever. Or so this issue goes way back. But so this is, Kiko, like you either take this faceplate or you can get a refund. Like that's Sideshow. They're the best of the best when it comes to customer service. So if you don't order early, if you order too early, first batch, you're fucked because you bought from Hong Kong and you have no coverage. Or if you're too late, you order too late, they don't have enough figures to replace it. So it's like, Kiko, how do you order at just the right time? I mean, do you got to order like day one? What are we thinking about here? What are your thoughts?
So I say this is something you got to gamble on, and you have to, because people listening out there, Will is the anomaly. This is not the norm. But I would like to say this. I'd forgotten about Cad Bane. We'll add Cad Bane to the list. But we were chatting yesterday just because you're like, fuck, again. I was like, let me just get this right. Spider-Man. The symbiote Spider-Man Harry Potter, Aragorn,
Yeah.
Star-Lord, Pennywise, Tom Holland Spider-Man, the red and blue suit, Bruce Wayne. That's a lot of figures with QC issues. And, and it's not like I would say 90% of those are like legit issues. Like to where it's not like I don't know. It's like, is this normal? Is this weathering normal? You know, those type of people, they're like, is this weathering normal on my Iron Man? Like, yes.
My Mando cape is ripped. Is that normal?
Yeah, stuff like that. But yours are like legit issues.
Right.
But I really, as I just said that long list, Will is not the norm. And I want to put people at ease, buy with confidence from reputable places. That's the only thing. I told you every time, I'm all out on doing anything overseas anymore for any company.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that afterwards. I get all my stuff from Sideshow at this point. You're just like, well, how do you get a certain thing? We'll talk about that. Because like you said, you get made whole. It depends on what you consider to be made whole. If you really say, fuck it, I messed up, you can probably take that. I don't know. You have an option at that point. You're not screwed. If you go from someplace else, and I know we have a lot of listeners that don't have the option for Sideshow. Yep, there it is.
If you bend the arm, it gets worse. So
yeah. And you don't have the option for Sideshow. But if you have that option, I really think you should take it. And the big question though is, do you risk not getting it? And then that does come down to the wants and the needs. We're gonna play hypotheticals here. Let's say, for example, like I need Grand Admiral Thrawn. He's still available, I think. He's one of those ones I think there's plenty available for. But let's say for, I'm just thinking, one of the Bad Batch, okay? We'll say Crosshair or Tick. Let's say you really wanted Crosshair. And you pre-ordered him, you got him. Damn, there's a scuff on the cheek. And you're like, I can either pay $900 for him or not have him at all or kind of figure out and source ahead or something. I'm like, you're gambling with anything. Just like it's the whole thing with like life insurance and car insurance. Like you gamble and hope it doesn't happen, but at least you're covered if it does, I suppose. And that way, if something does go wrong, then you can open up your emergency case of what do I do to achieve the figure. So get the things you want. Yeah, stop buying things you don't want. But I don't believe in first batch or last batch, by the way. I believe they're all one batch. That's another topic for another time. I don't believe that exists. Get it or you miss it. That's the thing. And I'd much rather have a chance of things going out of stock than be like, hey, we have 3 million Captain Marvels. Which head would you like? If yours is messed up. So that's my thing.
Yeah, and I think Sideshow again is the best coverage. I mean, that's why one of the reasons I work with Josh and Kit. I think they're great coverage too. But Sideshow, I mean, that's the gold standard as far as customer service goes. But they are making me whole, Kiko. It's not like they're not helping me. They are helping me. They were very responsive.
And it sucks. I get that, and I'm not negating it. And if for anybody out there, I'm not downplaying any QC issues you may have or when you have them because they are expensive. I'm not lying. We know that they're expensive. And when you spend a lot of money on something, you hope that you're not just getting a piece of shit. Man, people, that's real for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Dean, what are your thoughts on this one? Do you have, any thoughts on first batch versus last batch, replacements? What are your thoughts?
Oh, yeah, it's tough. It's a tough one. Because sometimes, I mean, I don't know. So I would say an overwhelming majority of the time, your figure is going to arrive fine.
Oh, yeah. 98% of the time.
98%.
Yeah.
So is it really worth waiting to see how the first batch turns out? Maybe. But it's a pretty safe bet, I would assume. I mean, how many figures have we seen really come just overwhelmingly flawed? Deadpool 1 first batch, the
Deadpool 3 first batch. We've seen a lot of broken ankle pegs. I don't know if you've seen that, Dean.
I've seen like 2. I haven't seen
the Toby mask on
the Toby mask. Yeah.
Okay, Toby mask, the DeLorean.
Yeah, that was a problem.
I had a lot of issues.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
I'm seeing people in the chat, Dean.
Ahsoka's
Cody.
broken
arm. Yep. This suit, honestly, I've seen some people with this black suit have problems too.
So, like, I mean, that's how many figures? What do we need? Like 8 or something?
Out of like 800,
out of
yeah.
hundreds, like it's a very small chance. But yeah, if that makes you super uncomfortable, yeah, you could wait on it. Now, unfortunately, sometimes if you wait on it, the figure sells out and you have to jump on a wait list and hope you get it and don't have to pay secondary prices. So it's a game, it's a balance, right? Like, you take the risk, don't you? Is more than likely it's going to pay off. And unfortunately, in this situation with Will, they don't have stock yet to replace this figure. They will eventually, but I think
no, they won't. Yeah, that's the problem. They exhausted their stock. That's the problem. Yeah.
Oh,
so that
completely.
means it's waitlisted. So it's waitlisted. So I guess they don't want to trade out a figure from that. That's the problem. So it's like you can either take the $40 store credit or the refund. So I was like, I'll take, because I'm getting one from Josh. I'm just gonna cross my fingers, hope it's okay. But yeah.
So it's a tough situation because I could see the headache that Will's in right now, and like objectively that sucks. What's he supposed to do?
Right. And for anybody wondering, I broke my first Ahsoka. That was on me. I did that one. And I ended up sending that back to Sideshow. No issue whatsoever. But of all the things, I've not had, please knock on wood. I've not had any issues. Any. Yeah. And I think that's a pretty damn good track record. And go ahead.
I was gonna say I've also never had to send a figure back.
Yeah, normally like 92% of the time I'm usually good. But lately I've been on a stretch of not being good. But I mean, Sideshow is still, again, this is not like they're still making it good. But I gotta say, Dean, I gotta show Kiko this. I think Kiko might have been right. This is the first look. This is the first look, Kiko. Something's wrong here. Something's wrong here.
Also doesn't know how to futz a character well.
I mean,
I've seen them make great figures look terrible.
We'll give it a shot, Kiko. We'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not turning this down, but like, damn.
I feel like
type in Sideshow Grand Admiral Thrawn, like the actual Sideshow one, and look how
that sculpt though is incredible.
Yeah, it looks good.
Sideshow Grand Admiral Thrawn. So what do you mean, like the sculpt of this?
Go to the original, say Sideshow version of Grand Admiral Thrawn. I just want you to see like how bad the tailoring was. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
Oh, the original shot.
The original one. Like it looks pretty much the same.
It was probably this one, right?
That one. Yep, there it is.
Yeah. And we might get an advertisement, but
damn. Giving somebody 10 cents. Back to
school deals.
Oh, it's Bose.
Skip. There we go.
There we go.
You see what I'm saying? It's like the exact same suit. The command chair is hardcore though.
Yeah, that head sculpt. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I think Kiko, I kind of agree with you a little bit now. So
I'm usually not wrong when it comes to some of the things I'm super passionate about. And for someone who takes it very serious when it comes to that, I'm a little concerned.
Yeah.
Are you concerned about the blue coming off on the suit?
That's a great point because honestly, Dean, now that you mentioned that, I didn't even know I had an issue on my Star-Lord figure when Will came over here. He's like, there's a giant red mark on the Chris Pratt head's like cheek. I'm like, what the fuck? Because I had him turned like this against his like coat at one point, and apparently like the coat rubbed against his cheek. I never would have known that. Didn't know it.
It's honestly probably the worst thing you could say to another collector. So yeah,
I know, and I'm like, fuck. But I mean, even like the Captain Americas. Like the neck stains on a lot of the Captain America necks. It's usually the sculpt you need to worry about getting stained, not the clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'm worried about the sculpt getting stained with white. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Like I'm wondering.
No, but there's no. Yeah, it's white fabric.
But I'm still wondering over time, could that do something to the blue?
It's not leather.
I would think the blue coming off on the white.
Maybe.
But I guess we'll see.
I mean, to be fair, my A New Hope Han almost like his self tanner is coming off. Like this part, like on his shirt, is like
Mm.
bled, or it's got like some paint or whatever.
And it might be
'cause
dyed fabric, but like Kiko, I don't know if
Yeah.
yours has this. Like, so my Count Dooku, you'll never see it because it's under there, but his neck, if you pull the head off, it's stained black on the neck right in there because it's been touching the cape and the fabric. I'm guessing the
Yep.
fabric's been dyed,
Yep.
so that's why. But you'll never see
Yeah.
it because once you pop the head on, it's covered. But you know, it is.
I saw one today. A dude, I guess, had a Qui-Gon Jinn with the robe on.
Yeah,
in
you
the box.
see that? Yeah.
Oh, I was like, oh, you poor dude. That sucks.
Yeah, he got fucked on that.
And that's why I tell people, like, they're not meant to be left in boxes. Like,
no.
That's a
Someone messaged me about that today, actually.
Yeah,
he was worried about
that.
Stuff. Yeah, he was worried. He was like, can I keep these in the boxes for a long? I was like, no, they're not meant to be.
Check your prostate and check the boxes for sure.
Those are the two things, and you'll live a happy life.
Those are our PSAs.
Yep, exactly. By the way, I love those arms, by the way, Kiko. I can't wait to get black.
I keep playing with it because I haven't figured out where anywhere to put them yet because it doesn't fit on my guy. And I don't want to just put them away because I've been like doing stuff with them. So they're just sitting on my table.
Dude, honestly, putting the black suit though, Kiko, next to Advanced Suit 2.0, that shit's fire. Like it looks so good next to each other. But guys, let's talk about a line that is fire, or is it? Because I wanted to bring this up. The Deadpool 3 line. Of course, there's still many things that could be announced, right? There's still many things. But I was thinking about this today at work. I was like, what do the people really want to know? What do they want to talk about, right? And I was like, you know what? Deadpool is all the hotness. Deadpool made over $1 billion, highest grossing R-rated film of all time. But Kiko, when a film is that popular, I like to think like, hey, what does the figure line look like? What is the quality of the offerings? How good are the characters? What is Hot 2 is doing with this figure line? And, you know, look at some of the most popular Marvel films ever. Infinity War, Endgame, No Way Home, right? Civil War, all really good figure lines, really good. All have their great offerings. The most recent example being No Way Home. A lot of good figures in that line, a lot of important characters. This Deadpool film, I love this film. I can't wait to, honestly, I should go see it again before it leaves theaters. I thought it was great. I'm excited to get Deadpool. I'm getting Wolverine. But Kiko, we have 5 figures announced from this line so far, and it's still early. But there's 2 here, I think, that are like absolutely essential to most people's collections. But beyond that, I'm not thrilled. And I want to hear your thoughts on this. I want to see if you think I'm off base here. I think right now I'm a little disappointed in the line, but I'm loving this Wolverine head sculpt. And if you want the shirtless thirst trap Wolverine, I get it. That's a great figure, but it's not for me. But Deadpool, best Deadpool in my opinion, best Wolverine in my opinion. But the other 3, Kiko, what are your thoughts on the Deadpool and Wolverine line so far? I mean, are you feeling it so far? Are you a little disappointed? I'm a little disappointed so far.
I don't want to just build a line out for the sake of building a line.
Yeah.
Going back to Thrawn and the Ahsoka line, I am shocked we got as many as we did on that. I mean, we got almost essentially everybody outside of the Night Sisters. And that is a deep, deep line that rivals, like you said, Infinity War, Endgame, No Way Home. Yeah. It is 3 weeks past. Can we at least start talking spoilers at this point?
Yeah, I think so.
Deadpool spoilers. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want Deadpool variants. I don't. I think that, you know, I don't want a bazillion of essentially the same character all in my display. If that's you, cool, go the custom route, okay? But the majority of people are not going to fill their shelf up with 15 Deadpools. I mean, you're pushing it with Kidpool. Lady Pool, she's got her own like fan base and things like that. Deadpool's guaranteed. Kidpool's pushing it. No more. We're already getting Dogpool, Headpool, and the couch, and you know, that's enough. That's enough. The Wolverine. A lot of people were talking about, I want all these Wolverine variants. Do you really, though? No, you don't. If you want to do like a limited Shang-Chi and Suit 300 run of maybe one more, okay, sure. For the diehards, go get that. I do not want a mass-produced line for just because they can type of thing. You're going to cannibalize sales at that point, because I think at this point, the more they put up, the more it's going to hurt the main ones, because I know plenty of people that bought 2 Wolverines, you know, of the yellow suit because they wanted the deluxe and they want the head sculpt and they want the mask. You know, you start adding too many, you're going to get people not buying your main lines. And there's R&D that goes into those, and obviously development, new bodies. I just don't think it's worth it to go down that line. And this is going to sound really cruel, but the whole point of Deadpool 3 is that it was revisiting castaways from movies that are old and weren't well received. Essentially, they go to the void, and all of Cassandra Nova's troops are nobodies, essentially, in the grand scheme of thing. I don't want a single one of those characters. Everyone's like, oh my God, are you telling me you don't want some? I am telling you, I do not want some of those. 100%. Even spoilers, if you're worried about spoilers, I'm sorry, I don't want Jennifer Garner Elektra. I don't want an old looking Blade. I know it sounds silly. I don't want a Channing Tatum that looks like he probably is about 10 years past the time he's supposed to have been cast. Just being honest about that. I don't want them to keep going into this line. I don't want Henry Cavill Wolverine. I mean,
what about brown suit Wolverine?
I don't even want that one because, you're going to cannibalize your line. I think this is great. I think this would have been an incredible line if they literally just did Deadpool and Wolverine. No shirtless variant, no kid pool, no lady pool. I think most people would have bought the fuck out of both of those.
Yeah.
And have. So, too much of a good thing's a bad thing, man. And I don't want any more. That's it.
Right. That's fair. And I looked at it today, Kiko. Deadpool is the #1 bestseller on Sideshow still. Deadpool, this Deadpool 3 figure. And I think Wolverine's up there in the top 3 to 5. So, these things are very, very hot right now. Deadpool's a super hot film. But I'm just looking at the other figures and I'm thinking, yeah, but maybe Kiko just doesn't have the story.
What you said is that by the time these finally come out, is anyone going to be remembering the other people in the movie?
Right. You just want
hype's a big thing for sure. But in 2 years, everyone's gonna be like, "Shit, why did I buy Cowboy Pool and all that stuff? Man, why do I got this old Blade?" And no one wants that. I mean, it was cool for the moment. Remember it. Be happy that you were there to experience it. You don't have to have a figure for everything to experience it.
Yeah. I think that's fair. And I think, Kiko, think about too, remember the leaked list? It had a Samurai Deadpool Artisan. That's probably nice pool, honestly. Do we need an Artisan nice pool?
I'll tell you right now, I will not sign up for that one.
No, I like the character, but it's like, no, I'm not paying $400 for that. That's not happening. Dean, weigh in, dude.
I would tend to agree with y'all. In fact, I do.
Yeah.
But I felt the exact same way about No Way Home.
Really? Okay.
I like Doc Ock and I like Green Goblin, but I don't really want those characters on my shelf. Now, they basically look identical to how they did in their movies, with the exception of Jamie Foxx, who is not a blue guy in a leotard.
An upgrade. That was an upgrade.
Yeah, and people love those figures. They have them on their shelves. So I could totally see people rocking an Elektra, a Blade, a Gambit. Maybe not all the Deadpool variants, but I don't know. People go fucking crazy on all the Spider-Man. So I think there's probably a market for it, to be honest.
Yeah. And they're cheap to make, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about all the Deadpools because the outfits are so different.
Maybe. But no head sculpt.
I don't need no Welsh soccer player Deadpool,
Yeah, no head sculpt, yeah.
Because it's not like a stormtrooper where you just slap a different coat of paint on it and it's a totally different guy. I mean, they are objectively very different. But then again, so are all the Spider-Men. It's not like the same suit cut and paste in different colors. They're all very different. So yeah, I think a lot of people would like that kind of stuff, especially if Deadpool's your guy. And I think this line has the potential to go as deep as they want it to and to do well.
It's $1 billion.
For me personally, I have the Deadpool 2 Deadpool, and it's a good figure. I want this Deadpool, but not for $350 after tax and shipping, So I'm okay keeping my Deadpool, but the Wolverine is the standout figure of this whole line. To get Hugh Jackman in that Jim Lee style blue and yellow with the mask, and that's honestly sick as shit. So I I think that figure alone makes this line a banger. So
Well, I think Deadpool and Wolverine, honestly, but I'm with you. Wolverine being the star of the show, but
yeah, for
Deadpool is
sure.
really good too. Yeah,
Deadpool's fantastic.
yeah, as long as you don't break the ankle pegs. But short of that, yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say though,
He's the X-Man.
he is. I did order a special edition Deadpool from Sideshow. If that fucker breaks the ankle pegs and they have no stock, like that's what's gonna happen to me. Knock on wood. That's what's gonna happen, dude.
Just be like, look, this is the second time I'm keeping the guns.
Yeah, right. I'm keeping the gun. Yeah, Dean and I were talking about that. He was like, you should ask them if you can keep the special edition head because they're not, maybe I could say that, be like, take $40 like out of my refund and just let me keep the special edition head. Because like Dean said, Kiko, you can't resell it, right? I mean, they'll probably just stitch it up and give it to one.
That's actually a really good potentially negotiating tactic. Like I've never thought through that. Like start wheeling and dealing with Sideshow. Like, all right, guys, here's what I got for you.
Yeah,
right.
like I took the gamble. I took the gamble ordering from y'all.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I'll slander you on my YouTube channel if you don't.
No, I don't think they give a fuck at all. But I think it was based. I think it was, they already gave me the return label, so I could message them now. They're gonna be like, this fucking guy, like, I already messaged them and said I'd take the return. So
it's not your fault they don't have stock. That's their fault.
Right.
And it's like, look, I wanted.
Is it their fault or smart business because they don't want dead stock?
Maybe
that's true.
Maybe,
but they're gonna get dead stock if it comes fucking torn.
Yeah,
but then once they get wills in, they'll have some replacement hands or something for someone's like,
right. That's why I'm like, dude, let me keep the head.
Yeah,
right. But they might use that head as a replacement for someone else. That's the problem. Yeah, but I don't know. Hey, I guess we'll see. We will find out. I think it's going to be interesting to see kind of what the future is for Sideshow, and of course whether figures stay in stock longer and how the replacements actually tend to work. Because they always make you whole, but it still sucks when you can't get the figure that you ordered and that you really want. So, Kiko, let's do this. let's have this, guys. I told Kiko, I was like, we're gonna make this as real as possible and give our honest thoughts on this one. And just like, this is not meant to be negative. I think it's just a conversation that needs to be had, Kiko. Because look, this is something that I think has been talked about in the community and talked about, and it's a nonstop thing. And I actually reached out to Johnny. Hopefully, hey, if you want to get him on your show, Kiko, and do a solo interview, that's great. I've reached out to him and seeing if he wants to come on and do another interview with us, because I feel like the resentment is starting to rise. And I think that's what I'm concerned about here, because I do think InArt is a company that's trying to do good things and they make exceptionally good figures. But Kiko, I am with you on this, whether people believe that or not. I am with you on the fact that it's starting to get a little crazy. Like, I think it's starting to get a little crazy insofar as the amount of delays. And I understand it's been these are rooted hair figures. It takes a long time to make these, but like, it's been mostly radio silence. And the Batman has released about 5 months ago now, right? 4 months conservatively, right? 10% have released out there as far as we are aware, right? That's concerning to me, right? I can understand why people on the other side of this are very upset and very frustrated. I don't like that. I don't like when people are frustrated. I don't like when people are upset. So something clearly needs to change. Kiko, I'll let you go on this one. Whether it's our expectations of InArt or whether it's InArt's business practices, something needs to change, because there's a discrepancy there of what we're expecting versus what InArt's able to provide, right? So I think, Kiko, like I said, I think if people are going to order InArt figures moving forward, I feel like they need to go in with the right expectations. Like, you need to go in and kind of, unfortunately, it sounds bad, but you're not expecting Hot Toys turnaround time. Like, in terms of the overall scope, yes, 2 years. Yes, you will get it within 2 years. But it's like, when that initial batch releases versus when you will get it, it's not really on Sideshow timeline. And I don't think it seems like it's going to be, because, Kiko, they said we're increasing production capacity, this and that. We haven't really seen the fruits of that, unfortunately. That's just a reality. That's not been the case. So, Kiko, I want to let you go on this one. They announced this rock base. So I do think this is a cool base, but it just feels a little bit like bad timing to me, because a lot of people are upset right now. Understandably so. I actually agree. But Kiko, go ahead, give your thoughts on this one.
All right. So I want to take two things before I get into what I said. I want to take what you just said a moment ago. Last Saturday, I went live on YouTube for the first time. That actually went really, really well. It was just kind of being a conversational
I
thing.
watched it. It was great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I did like a little conversational thing, ask me anything, but I can bring in people as well for like a collab. And if Johnny wants to do that with me, I would love to, because I have a list of questions of people that submitted on one of my last InArt videos to say, I want Johnny to answer this. If Johnny's willing to do that, and I have a video coming out at 6 p.m. or my time.
Tonight?
Yeah, in 34 minutes, a new video comes out. We don't have to be done by then, but I'm just saying. It launches at 6 p.m. And even on that, I say, Queen, InArt, anybody wants to talk with me, I want to have conversation. Because like you said, Will, conversation and dialogue is essential to society. We can disagree. The whole point is about being, okay, where are you coming from? Here's where I'm coming from. Okay, I understand that. Here's where I'm coming. And you have a conversation and you can understand people's points of view. There's nothing wrong with that. And I am not mad, just disappointed, as I said, because there was a huge oversight, I think, in whether they want to say it or not. And everyone's probably going to click off, right? We've heard this one before. Whether they want to or not, they kind of challenged Hot Toys to say, we're going to make a premium feel 1/6 figure. With that comes potentially unrealistic expectations, for sure. But when you start claiming things and then the community starts saying, but you're not responding to them and saying, hold on, let's temper expectations. That's the problem. Expectations were extremely high. And for a majority of people, they have fallen relatively short. I'm going to give a couple examples of issues that we have in addition to the fucking rock base that we just got right now. The batch system is a massive issue for a lot of people. From Gandalf to the Batman, fill in any figure. We've had all kinds of issues. The people that were paying $100, and this is not InArt's fault, but the people that were paying $100 for those detonators online, you can now get those for $20 from InArt.
Yeah.
People not really thrilled about that. The QC issues are, in my opinion, unacceptable for the price point and the frequency that they're putting out there. And the big one is, because I calculated today, Will, do you know when they did their unboxing video, how many days it's been since the Hot Toys, the InArt, the Batman's unboxing video, which even was a couple weeks after, Justin and all them started to do theirs? How many days has it been since InArt released their unboxing?
Well, it's been probably 4 months. That's like what, 130 days, 120 days?
Very good. It's been 133 days.
Nice. Okay.
Very good. And that's the thing. If you're saying only 10% of stock after 130 days has been, what the fuck is going on over there? And that's the questions we want to know. Like, okay. And we asked Johnny on the stream the last time when he was, I think when you were in San Diego, wherever you were.
Yeah, San Diego, yeah.
When he showed up on the stream, I said, okay, so let's say you hired 50 people. Does that mean those 50 people are going to work on the Batman to get him out the door? And he said, no, they're different teams. Okay, well, that sounds like a management issue, because if you have bodies, put them where the need is. If you have a ship that's leaking, you plug the hole, right? You don't sit there and be like, oh, we're gonna cook dinner on the 5th floor. No, your thing is thinking. You need to stop the leak. That's what you got to do. I don't care what's going on the 5th floor. I'm in cruise mindset because we're playing on another cruise. Anyway,
always on a cruise.
Right. So and this is what I've said, and everyone's like, well, you got to give them time to put their stuff. Time's up for me. And I'm not willing to play this game because you're asking for too much money up front for questionable quality at this point. Let's be fair. There's been unfair QC issues for sure. And for me, that's not worth it. And I haven't asked you, Will, I was like, how the fuck do you cancel these orders? Because I tried to cancel them.
That's how all the websites are. Yeah, like I said.
Okay, so apparently this is new information to me. Why can you not cancel orders with the exception of Sideshow? Like, is that a business tactic to where they're like, well, we want to make sure you really want to cancel?
I think so. Yeah, I think it creates a larger headache for them because a lot of people would like accidentally cancel and then they have to message them.
Well, that's not my problem. Like as a consumer, I should have the right to say, I don't want your shit anymore. And that's where I'm at as of this morning, going back to the base, is that I got an email. I woke up and it's like, all right, guys, time's up. You need to start deciding if you want your Michael Jackson. And by the way, have you checked these new bases available now? I'm like, y'all, you're missing it. You're missing it. And I know we feel like we've had this conversation 38 different times, but that's where I'm at, Will. Dean,
That's
feel
fair.
free to weigh in. And I wouldn't say it's disappointing. It's confusing. That's the thing, because we don't really have answers. It's disappointment if someone says one thing and they don't do it. But it's not like I think it's Kat who's responds to a bunch of our live streams and everything.
She does.
You know,
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So it's Kat. Kat, if you're out there, props. One of the things she always asks is that she wants to know, okay, how much is out and how much more until you're at X percentage. Like, say, okay, we've put 50% out. In the next 2 weeks, we should be at 75%. That's what people want to know. And I don't think that's crazy to ask, is it? You showed me that chart of Joker had this many pre-orders, Harry Potter had this. Okay, so there's obviously internal numbers. I'm just throwing numbers out there. Let's say there was 1,500 Rons out there. If you ship 700 of them, naturally there's 800 left, so you've got about 40% that you got to get out. How long is it going to take for that 40%? That's not rocket science to figure that out. So I feel like we deserve that part at least.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I mean, to me, Kiko, the quality, I don't think at all that InArt's not going to deliver you a really good product. It's just a matter of the weight. I think that's the problem. I think for a lot of people, the quality of the product is unquestionably good. I mean, I think anyone would say like,
I don't know, because a lot of people, because I only have one in hand, a lot of people that have the other ones in hands tell me differently.
Really?
And,
Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
You're one person, obviously, so I take your opinion. But
Yeah, sure.
Other people speak differently, and obviously people, maybe they're bitter because of how long it took to get, and so they have a more critical eye. I don't know.
Sure.
But and then you have the people that are literally out there just trying to ruin it. Like you've seen like the InArt the Aragorn pictures where people like take the worst.
Dude, that was wild. That was wild.
So that's out there too. So
that was a J&D employee. I'm pretty convinced.
You got to navigate.
Yeah, exactly. J&D employee. But Dean, weigh in, bro. Again, I do love the company. I think that's been pretty obvious. I've been pretty consistent about that, and I love the work that they do. But at the same time, I do think there's some issues that maybe need to be resolved or communicated. I mean, maybe we're asking too much. Maybe we need to change our expectations and lower them as far as release, like the quality, maintain the quality expectation, but the batch system we just maybe need to get used to for them. It's how they do it. I don't know. Dean, what are your thoughts on this? I think you're muted at the moment also.
Yeah, I think the answer is pretty clear. I mean, you have Kiko here, who is undeniably a real collector. Look how many figures he has.
In the amount of time that he did it, too.
In the amount of time he did it.
Stroke my dick, Dean.
And you have broken this man to the point of like, I just want to cancel all my orders. I'm done with y'all. That's, I mean, undeniably disappointment. Well, I think we've talked about it on your show before where we as collectors did not set the expectation. InArt set the expectation. Hey, this is what we're going to do. This is when we're going to do it. No delays. Here they come. We're fucking, coming in swinging. And they have kind of opened the door and asked, "Okay, can we come in?" It's like, wait a minute, where'd all the confidence go? So InArt needs to take a step back, reassess what is going on, and come back with like a new statement and be like, hey guys, what's going on isn't working for you or us. This is how we're going to handle things in the future, and set that new expectation to be like, you're gonna have to wait. Because there's no question they're releasing a quality product. Even if people are hypercritical, it's pretty hard to dispute. Like, it's pretty fucking good. I mean, that Gandalf alone is, art. InArt.
There you go.
The Joker also. Who can argue? I don't even like that character, and I'm like, God damn, that figure looks good. So, as guys, if you want us to maintain this quality, you're just gonna have to give us more time. And I think collectors will be like, okay, like I know what I'm getting into. But when you're like, oh, the window to order this figure is only 4 days long, and I got to cop up, $700 to do it, and then I still got to wait 4 years for the figure. It's like, why don't you just, I don't know, change the way you do things and like how you order it? Like, I don't know, like with Sideshow, it's like the orders are up until the figure comes out, and unless it, I guess.
I think what you're getting at is that they're asking too much of the collector before they deliver on their end. You're asking too much up front at this point, and everyone's like, "Well, they got to come."
I think what I would say is, Kiko, like I think I think you both are really onto something. Again, I think honestly that set the expectation reasonably. Like I think maybe InArt they had good intentions to say like we've increased our production capacity. It's going to get faster, and that's what they told me also. And they are honest people, I swear. Like I mean, if you think I'm a dishonest person, fine, don't believe me. But I feel like I'm a very honest person. I've always been transparent about all this stuff. So I feel like they've always been honest, and that I think they have the best intentions, just hasn't quite materialized. I think like Dean said, Dean has the perfect strategy in my opinion. Come out and say, okay, guys, look, these are very high quality figures. They're just going to take a while. Like, I think you got to say like, you got to be prepared to wait. You know what you're getting into, right? I think that's I think that also the big thing is the problem is releasing an unboxing and then not shipping more than 10% for 4 months after that. That's the problem. Like if you don't release anything, say the figure's not out yet, it's just people are like, oh, it's being developed, right? That's fine. Like when you have like a lot of stock ready, then say unboxing, VIP batch, whatever, and you could ship out 50% of the figures a week or two later. No one's complaining at that point, right? But if you're waiting 4 months and no one's even smelling the figure anywhere close at that point, that's where people start to get antsy and agitated. And I think I don't know the logistics of it, but I just feel like that would solve a lot of the problems. Like, I think people heard, oh, we're ramping up production, and they got their hopes up, and now they feel let down. And that's what I'm worried about. Like, that's because the products are great. There's some QC issues. I've had QC issues on plenty of Hot Toys, like, statues, like all of it. It's fine. It just is what it is. But I just think the quality of the products are good. And I think maybe we need to, change our expectations. InArt maybe might need to communicate that. So that's what I would say. And I think, honestly, unless you guys have other thoughts, I feel like we could wrap it there. What do you think? Are you good? Okay. And Kiko's going to have a video. It's going to air. It's 6:30. So what, another hour, right? Kiko, an hour from now? Okay.
Kiko, I meant to tell you, I really enjoyed your video the other day on appreciating what you have now instead of constantly looking forward. I thought that was a good. The man is a savant. In fact, he harkened back to it earlier this afternoon. I was going to call him out, and he immediately covered his tracks. I was like, "Oh, he's practicing what he's preaching." He's a genuine guy. I love.
You should call him out anyway. Yeah. He probably deserves it. By the way, we just got.
I always appreciate when.
Yeah, go ahead, Kiko. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I sometimes get a nice little DM from Dean. He's like, "Hey, I just want to let you know, we all love you, buddy." And like, it's just something sweet like that. Like, whenever Dean sends me something nice, it makes my day. So thank you.
Dean's super kind, dude. Super kind, man, and a lot of sex appeal for sure. All that. Mr. AJ Green Day, I think we talked this one, but ruined my Anakin sculpt. They told me that and they still replaced it. So he ruined his Anakin sculpt, and Sideshow still replaced it, dude. Mr. AJ Green Day, thanks so much, bro. I didn't already get to that one. Myron had mentioned this one. I don't think I got to this one. The only issues I had was when I break my cap shield on both of my Captain America figures, the concept art version and endgame versions. That's a very easy thing to do, I will say. Like, those straps are super tiny, and those clips, bro.
Yeah, the little pegs.
Dude, yes. Yeah. Honestly, fuck screen accuracy. Make it magnetic. I don't care. Like, that would be so much better. Don't give me the strap.
Yeah. That happened.
That's why the Ultron cap is so much better, because it's a magnetic shield.
Right.
The Mandalorian with the little rifle clip, people were snapping that.
Oh, dude, that happened to me once. Yep.
Yeah. It was so bad. I was like,
that happened to Justin live on his video.
Yeah. You got to like hold the piece down and pull out the other piece. Otherwise, it'll pull it off with it. And it's like, it'll pull the clip out. Yeah. It's like,
I never even took the rifle out of the box. I was like, I'm not even fucking with it.
Yeah. I got mine on there. I just don't want to take it off now. But Myron, thank you so much, bro. Myron, the super chat. we just talked about it, but question for Kiko here. Have you canceled your InArt Batman yet? And if you haven't yet, will you do it on a live stream? I would watch that in a heartbeat.
Well, to answer your question is that I tried, but I have to email Kit apparently to tell him to cancel it. And in my video, I talk about all that I just won't pay the full deposit because I want to know when it actually will come so I can have a rebuttal to that to say when it finally does ship, but I'm not going to pay the remaining balance on it because I'm not going to get the NRD back, which that's $80 gone. But I do not want to have to pay the rest of it. So there's nothing to cancel because there's nothing I can cancel unless I email Kit, and I want to know when that actually comes in so I can actually have that information. So if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Brian. Nick,
I tried. I really did.
Nick Martelli. Okay, but why? I'm guessing he's asking, so why aren't artisans actually in hand? So I think that's what you're asking, Nick. So if I'm misinterpreting, let us know in the chat. Okay, but why aren't artisans? Well, Justin has the one. We're actually going to talk about it. So hopefully if we have enough time. But yeah, I mean, artisans should be shipping hopefully soon. But yeah, it's a valid question as well. I think we're going to see how that turns out. But thank you so much, bro. Jay Voodoo honestly would have preferred a Peter Pool figure instead of a Kid Pool, Lady Pool, and shirtless Wolverine. Peter Pool actually would have been pretty cool. I actually would have been fine with a Peter Pool.
Oh shit, that's Peter.
Everyone has a Peter. Yeah, exactly.
That was a great moment.
That was great. That was great. But thank you, Jay. I meant to hang out with Jay actually when I was in San Diego. I just ran out of time to do it. So hopefully next time I go back, he'll be around. So shout out to you, Jay, and shout out to everyone who's sending messages. I really appreciate it. Okay, guys, let's move on to our next topic here. And I think we have time for a couple more. The first Artisan hot toy. I'm glad that question was asked by Nick. So thank you so much, Nick. And hopefully we can answer it in this topic for you. Justin did a review, and there have been other reviews out there. Justin's not the first one to review this figure, but we have the Imposter Batman Joker here. Justin actually messaged me this morning, guys, and I don't think this is betraying confidence in any way. He messaged me and he was like, Will, Artisan is the real deal. He's like, Artisan is the real deal. This head sculpt is awesome. So this technically is our first Artisan in hand. And I asked him, I was like, well, how do you feel about the prospects of the regular Joker and Anakin? And he said, great. He was like, honestly, I'm super excited now. So I am really looking forward to this. And Kiko, dude, I honestly, look, as much as we love the InArt figures when they deliver them, right? They're great quality. Now there's a direct competition. J&D is not quite there yet, right? But now we have the Artisan figures from Hot Toys. And this Joker figure has impressed a lot of people as far as the head sculpt is concerned. So Kiko, are these Artisan figures going to be bangers, bro? Because we had some concerns, remember? We had some concerns about the Anakin, the Anna Karen haircut, and just the overall quality these figures were going to be at. Because Hot Toys had never really done rooted hair like this. And so far, so good. What are your thoughts?
Typical Justin shilling again. You can't trust a thing he says.
It's true.
I have concerns. I have a couple concerns.
Okay.
Just being honest. That's just the way I am. Will, I am. I try to look at things objectively, but give logistical reasonings behind why I say things. That's the one.
Yeah.
Because Joker's got dirty, grimy hair. Anakin does not. Wanda does not have hair like this. So I don't know. You can get away with a messy, nasty looking head sculpt with or hair sculpt, if you want to call it that, for the Joker.
Have a good one.
There you are, giving Justin his money again. Ooh,
yeah, Justin needs his money.
But like you said, putting that on this figure looks fucking good. The hair's a little thick. The hairline's not correct. I think most people are saying that. But maybe when the purple coat version comes out, it'll be different because this is the Imposter version. Who knows? It might be a completely different head sculpt, but we know most likely this is the one that's going to be coming out. But I'm still not sold. Great start. Just like the Joker with InArt. Great start. But what do you do after that? Because everyone can get away with the messy hair. You can. I want to see what Anakin looks like because you can't gel that down to his head. You can't. You can't do that with Wanda. You can't do it with Loki. You can probably get away with the Jack Sparrow just because, they're dreads, whatever. But there's a reason that I canceled the InArt's, especially the Joaquin Joker, because I'm trusting that Hot Toys is going to be able to deliver on their Artisan line, bottom line. So we'll see. Great start. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I'm really excited. The next one should be Joker, the actual Joker. And then Anakin, I think Anakin's going to be before the end of the year. I think the first batch of Anakin's going to go out.
Give
before
me
the end of the year.
Wanda. Why the hell not?
Yeah, dude, Wanda would be great. I know you ordered a sculpted too, just to play it safe.
did.
You ordered both. Yeah, that's fine, I think. But I saw Jack Sparrow is fully waitlisted now for both. He's fully wait. Yeah, for the collector's edition and the artisan.
I can't wait to see the QC issues you have.
I'm sure, dude. And that's the question: what happens with artisan QC issues? They ain't gonna have replacements.
No, they're not,
Right.
because especially that's another great topic is for limited runs. What do you do? Because there's no options. So I don't know.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
have no answer to that.
If you have artisan QC issues,
They're customs at that point.
That's when you say, instead of saying it's a QC issue, you say factory error, and then it's worth more money.
Right, exactly. That could work. That could work. Well, Dean, weigh in, dude. What are your thoughts on this first artisan figure? I mean, it honestly, like, you just take the head off and put it on the InArt body, and it's like, this is great, actually. What do you think?
Yeah,
Dean's the wrong person to ask. He hates.
Yeah, he hates the Joker.
I'm definitely the wrong person to ask, and it's funny because we were talking about the Chewbacca earlier, the sequel trilogy Chewbacca, and when it came out, I had made the joke like the only person that will have a positive spin on this is Justin, because he's so positive about new stuff that he tends to overlook some stuff. So I don't know if you could take it as face value 100%, because he's always like the newest is the best. So I don't know. I don't have the answer for you, but I mean, it looks good. It doesn't look bad, right? Objectively, it doesn't look bad. Is it better than InArt? I don't know. But it's definitely above not what I expect Hot Toys to release, but it's not worse than what I expect them to release. So I would say that's good.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And I think, honestly, though, and I've said this before, I think Justin over time has gotten very good about being more critical of the figures. I think over time, and I told him before, I was like, I did maybe think he was too positive in the beginning. Now I don't feel that way. Like when I watch his reviews, I feel like he's very fair and critical and honest and direct.
Okay,
and I love that dude. But yeah, it's to each their own. Like I feel like, yeah, he does, and not just because we're friends, but I mean, I do think generally, like I would tell him,
he's a great guy.
Is that Kevin? Dude,
yeah, I forgot to set my alarm.
Nice. It's not Drago. I know that. So, but yeah, guys. So thank you for that one. Let's move on to a super chat we had. Nick. So Nick, shout out to Nick again. He said this head sculpt does not look like Heath. Dude, really? You think so? I think they outdid InArt as far as what I'm seeing in the videos, but I need to see it in person. And when I do get the Artisan Joker in hand, I'll do a comparison. And then if people really want me to, maybe I'm going to get the J&D. So I'm going to get the J&D, and then I could do a 3-pack.
Good luck flipping that back when you don't initially want it, Will. I hope you have a good tax write-off on that one.
Yeah, that'll be a good tax write-off on that one. So yeah, thanks so much, Nick. Appreciate you, bro. Let's talk about something else here. I think there's a couple things we could talk about. We have time at least for one more, but Hot Toys, right? Hot Toys and Star Wars are in a love. They're in love right now. It is a bromance of all levels. Star Wars and Hot Toys, they are in cahoots together. And Marvel is starting to, Marvel's a side chick. They're starting to pick up with Hot Toys a little bit. But I want to ask the question, Kiko. Going into 2025, are we expecting this love of Star Wars, this obsession, this passion, this passionate romance between Hot Toys and Star Wars to continue? I mean, look. We're not even going to go into the Acolyte and fucking Skeleton Crew and all that shit, right? We're thinking about what's going to come out from Star Wars next year. Marvel has a lot of stuff coming out next year. From Star Wars, Andor Season 2, right? I mean, it's hard to say. And I wanted to show a brief graphic here real quick. The figure announcements in 2024, Star Wars has a lot, right? It's a lot in comparison to Marvel. It's a lot. I think it's like 29 versus 17. So it's a lot. One-offs around 5, DC around 5, right? So Star Wars clearly getting the preferential treatment this year. Kiko, going into 2025, can we expect Star Wars wallets to stop burning a hole in themselves? Because right now, we're eating good, but we're also eating ramen, if you know what I mean, because we have no money to buy food. What are your thoughts?
So this is a great topic And these Star Wars announcements came out of a necessity because of a lull in IP for both. And everything that was released, it's not like they're going, oh, here is Khmer, here is Soul, here is all those bullshit people from Acolyte. No. They went deep to the well of what people actually wanted. What a wild concept. I don't think there's anything released on there. Everyone outside of maybe Mando Obi, and they're like, eh. But everything else, absolute. I need. Most people say, I need this. But the problem is that Marvel knows how to course correct. Star Wars does not. Star Wars has nothing, absolutely nothing coming to the table. And everyone say, oh my God, Mandalorian and Grogu. I saw Mandalorian season 3. If that's what that movie's going to be like, I mean, the meme of the people dancing with the casket,
yeah.
That's essentially Star Wars. I mean, that body is getting cold. They just keep abusing that dead body, trying to milk the last little bit. Piss poor management. That hurts me as the Star Wars guy, resident Star Wars guy, sitting here having to say that. But Marvel apparently knows how to course correct, because they're like, shit, we've lost millions of dollars with our stupidity. What are we going to do? I know. Hey, you know that guy that we had that played fucking Iron Man? Let's put him back in the MCU as a different character. We'll sell more Iron Mans and then more of that character. And everyone's like, oh, great. And before we came on the air here, another big announcement? I don't know if you saw this, Will.
Oh, Ultron.
They said Ultron.
Yeah.
Is fucking
Ultron
back.
2.0 with USB is coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
James Spader is officially back as Ultron for their
they need to redo him though, because he was a great character in potential, and they kind of fucked him up a little bit.
That's the thing, is why Ultron is so fucking good, is that the Avengers know this, is that you never can beat Ultron. You only delay Ultron, because you can't defeat him. You may banish him to another galaxy, but he exists. You can't get rid of him. And so that's what's the Age of Ultron essentially is. That's what's so crazy, is that you have that existential threat all the time. So I'm excited. They're like, we maybe didn't do, because Joss Whedon did Age of Ultron, fucker, but really butchered that. I still love the movie. I thought it was great, and Spader was incredible. But if you give us, like, let's say a Russo version of fucking Ultron, can you imagine? Maybe even a Sean Levy version of Ultron, Deadpool Wolverine. Marvel knows how to course correct. So I expect to see a lot more Marvel coming down. They'll still say they still have our Bespin Hans available. They'll still have, a reissue of Sir Alec Guinness Obi-Wan. They got that on the back burner. But get ready for some bright, colorful, comic accurate suits from the MCU headed to a shelf near you. That's my prediction.
Yep. And the MCU is very much capitalizing on that nostalgic factor, and it's working. They're saying like Deadpool 3 that's really what the movie is, honestly. It's like mostly a nostalgia wet dream, and it works. It's great.
Just like Gambit said, I'm gonna wait a long time for this.
I'm gonna make a name for myself. Yeah. That was Hot Toys this year, basically, when they were like, you bitches have been saying Darth Revan, I'm about to make a name for myself, and that's what they'll do. Like by the end of the year,
KOTOR figures, sure, great, but Marvel's gonna kick their ass.
Like the chat is saying, like, before the end of the year, if they announce Malik or Nihilus, this is a perfect year to do that, right? But next year, when Marvel comes back in the fold, things could change. Like things could, if the movies are good, if the movies are ass, then we got a huge problem. But we'll see. Dean, what do you think? Is Star Wars going to be the hotness into next year? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other mainline figures that we've desperately needed, right? Because we got Grievous finally.
You need episode 1 Obi-Wan.
I got a new Han Solo. Revan out of fucking left field.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these are some like major figures that people have been looking for. I don't know about the Han Solo, right? People have been wanting, Bespin Han, but hey, it's a new Han Solo. The fact that we even got one is kind of fucking wild.
Yeah.
So I think Kiko's right. I think there's some that they're saving for, a dark day, right? Like, shit. Like, what are we gonna do? Fuck it. Do the Bastila Shans, the Maliks, the Nihiluses, There's all
Give me some
kinds of
Dash
characters they
Rendar
could do
and
from the
Shizor
book.
from
Dash
Shadow of the
Rendar
Empire.
or
Dude.
Kyle
or-
Katarn.
What else? Savage Press, right?
Luke
Oh,
or
Savage, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Savage, the
Any
Jaina
Night
Solo.
Oh, fuck. Because Black Series did those. They did all those.
Yeah, Mara Jane, or Jade.
Mara Jade.
By the way,
shit,
shout out to
that'd be
Gina.
good.
By the way, she is right. Like again, this is not to start controversy. They were smart by staying away from the Acolyte. They were smart on that. Yeah.
Yeah, because they got burned by the sequel trilogy.
Right. That's fair.
All the episode 7 figures sat forever. I'm pretty sure Sideshow still has some in stock. Nobody fucking liked the Last Jedi to really buy the shit.
Jet
and then
Trooper.
the third movie came out. They're like, look, we're making Rey and Kylo and a trooper and call it a fucking day.
Yeah. That's fair.
And people don't like this shit. We're not making it. So yeah, I think this year was such a banger for Star Wars.
Dude.
I can't fathom what they could do, really, especially with Grievous right there. Like, I was like, what? And we still got what, 5 months left, 4 months left
4 months, yeah.
of the year. Like, they could still come out with some wild shit, right? So like, I don't even know what 25 could bring, honestly. Revan was not on my bingo card.
I never thought Hot Toys would make a Revan.
Ever.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
So yeah, I mean, but I don't know about 2025. I think 2024 was so crazy. Unless they're dipping into those non-mainline Star Wars wells, I don't know how they could continue it into 2025.
Yeah. I mean, Marvel's going to get hot again, though, I think, like Kiko said. But we've been saying every time Marvel releases something good, we're like, Marvel's back, bitches. And then they release something bad.
The first Avengers movie isn't until
25 or no 26.
26 and then 27. Now we're getting Captain America this 2025, yeah.
Yeah, right. But who knows if that's good? That's the question.
And that very well could stink because it was still under the old management, if you want to call it that. And they had to reshoot it multiple times. They literally added Giancarlo in at the last second just to try to stick, because originally the test screenings were terrible. They had fucking Seth Rollins from WWE in there as part of the Serpent Society. That's how far this movie is like changed. And now we got fucking Red
I
Hulk
think,
there.
Kiko, they got to push that. Like Agatha might be good, but some of the stuff that they wouldn't have made.
People will watch that simply for Catherine Hahn, Aubrey Plaza. So
yeah. And also you got the Iron Heart show, possibly. Like, I don't know if people really care about that. That's not something that would have been greenlit today, probably. Back in a couple years ago, sure, but not now. So might be great though. Who knows?
We're entering a new renaissance.
We are absolutely. But I mean, look, Star Wars is certainly the hotness right now, and I'm happy. We're all happy. We're getting great stuff. I mean, dude, honestly, man, it genuinely feels like they went down a list and said, "What's all the shit that people always said they wanted that we can make for them?" Like, honestly, Hot Toys this year, I mean, they've been like the best company ever, basically. Like, they've made basically everything that we've ever wanted. And I'm like, I don't know if Dean said this. I think I might buy 2 Revens just because. Like, I want to support it. I want them to make more shit like that. Just to put one Revan in fucking somewhere else in my house or something. I don't know. Like, I love that character. And the fact that they made him, dude.
This is my bathroom Revan.
Yeah,
this is my kitchen Revan.
This is cabinet Revan. He's in the kitchen in the cabinet. So I got a super chat. X-Men Supreme. Thank you so much, bro. And now there's a licensed Revan helmet on the market. Is there? I didn't see that. Is it a Black Series? Is that what it is? I gotta look that up. X-Men Supreme. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you. But I'll have to look that one up now. But guys, we're right at 7 o'clock and Kevin's here. Nice.
Yes.
But dude, Kiko, you got a video drop in half an hour from what I heard. That's the rumor. Oh, it's Kevin.
Oh. Well, Kevin's here as well.
Yes.
So it's actually just dropped now.
Oh, okay.
At 6. So if you're on this stream, head on over to my channel and check that out. My official thoughts and withdrawing from InArt. And I feel like it's not an explosive volcanic nuclear I hate people interview. It is an opportunity just to have a discussion of where my head's at and continuing the saga, if you will. But check me out on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all the socials. And someone actually asked me on the Ask Me Anything. They're like, why aren't you on Facebook? I'm like, I don't know. I really don't have a good answer for that. And I'm not on Facebook. I follow a couple like groups, like the 1-6 Republic and stuff. I don't know why I'm not on Facebook. Maybe I'm hurting my own reach, but you can find me.
People say that to
everywhere
me
else.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. People say the same to me. Kiko, I don't see the
Maybe-
videos.
but you can
I
find
don't
me
think it's
everywhere
live.
I will
don't
say
think-
we have a
Let's take a look
great
at it.
community on Facebook.
Yeah. Collecting
Overall.
Weekly are very, very smart people. So, but anyway, so Kiko, guys, check out Kiko's video. I didn't see it live yet, but it should be live there soon. Okay, because I was going to give you a presumptive like, but I got to do that. So, guys, check out Kiko's video.
11
Okay.
seconds ago.
Okay, that's why. Okay, check out Collecting Weekly too. Dean, what's coming up on Collecting Weekly, bro?
Yeah, so tonight we got, if you care at all about the Acolytes, just another
Which is
Friday night.
not
We got
me.
them. Yeah, me either. But they'll be talking about the final 4 episodes of the series tonight, giving their thoughts on it being canceled. And so that's what they'll be talking about tonight. Tomorrow we should be playing Baldur's Gate. Still in Act 3, got a lot to do. Oh God, that game is so good. Monday, I don't know if we got anything Monday. Tuesday, we'll have the main show. We talk about the figure news. Wednesday after dark, where we just hang out. So we got a whole week of content coming for you guys.
Dude, awesome stuff over there as always. And Zach actually sent me something in the mail, so I got to check and see what that is.
Yeah.
I'm
When do you get
excited.
it?
It arrived today. Yeah, it just showed
Oh,
up.
you should
Yeah.
unbox it right now.
I mean, it's out there. I got to get a knife and do all that, but
What
I
if
can
it's
unbox.
something explicit and we don't need to see that.
Well, I
on
mean,
there?
after the show, unbox it.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do have it. So shout out to Zach and Collecting Weekly, Zach's Wonderland. So shout out to him, man. But guys, yeah, check out Kiko's video. It's up now. Check out Collecting Weekly, both awesome channels. I have a Spider-Man video that should be coming this Sunday. I posted, I don't know if I've told Kiko too much about it. It was more of the undertaking than I thought it was going to be. I had this idea and I was like, it's going to be this fun video. And it's been like this whole, I'm like, it's so much work. So it's like, it's taking me a while. So I haven't really posted recently. And shit survived damage. So like just throwing a wrench in the whole plan. So there will be another Strangers video soon. So I am planning that. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Check out these 2 awesome channels over there and more videos. Should be one coming this Sunday from this channel. So make sure to be stay tuned for that one. So, and Dean's watching porn on his phone.
No,
guys,
I open Instagram. And
oh,
yeah,
nice.
stick it in right
Yeah,
there.
stick it in. Oh, yeah.
One of the
Anyway, guys,
best moments ever.
I could
that
do it.
was, dude. Get some pound cake, but not lemon. I'm not convinced on the lemon yet. And I gotta give that one a try. But Dean, it's not.
Oh, I think I have it on mute.
Fuck. Yay. Stick it in.
Nice. On that note, bye. Thank you for watching another episode of Lights Camera Collect. Please make sure to click the like button and subscribe to this channel. And of course, check out my amazing co-host channel, Kiko Collects, linked in the description below. Thank you so much and see you in the next one.